Hello, guys, and welcome back to Heart to Heart with Hads. Today, we're going to be talking about motivation because I fear this is a topic that has come up a lot with my clients recently and with myself of just not feeling motivated to do certain things. Like, I think for the past 6 weeks, I've probably not felt motivated to go to the gym at all. There has been no desire in me to want to go. And thinking back on it now, what I'm realizing is I started a fat loss phase back in February, and I had a goal that I wanted to lose 15 plus pounds. Well, when I hit that June, I hit it like mid June. I think that's when my motivation stopped. Because I'm thinking now that's like 6 weeks ago. So, that being said, now since I had reached that goal that I set for myself, I didn't really have the next goal after that. Nothing like big and exciting to keep me going, to get me out of bed every day. And so, that in itself, not having a specific goal that you are trying to achieve, can also make your motivation to do something not as high. So, I don't have as much motivation to go to the gym because I don't have a goal inside of the gym that is tangible. Okay. Obviously, it makes me feel good and I'm going to stay healthy, all of these things, but I don't have like a tangible fat loss specific type goal that's going to keep me motivated to go, if that makes sense. So, I just wanted to preface that first, but let's dive deep into what motivation actually is. So, motivation is what drives you to act, to try hard, to keep going towards a goal. And there are two different types of motivation that I would like to cover. There is intrinsic motivation and there is extrinsic motivation. And intrinsic is where you are intrinsically motivated, meaning you're motivated because it is something that you enjoy doing, it's because you value it, it's because you like it. And extrinsic is more based off of a reward or doing something because you don't want to face punishment. So you can see how they are two totally different things. And within the types of motivation, there is also this thing called self-determination theory. And within the self-determination theory, there are three basic psychological needs that need supported. And if these are not, it can be much, much harder for you to feel intrinsically motivated. Okay. And remember that intrinsic is like your real sense of interest, enjoyment, you find value. And extrinsic is to avoid punishment. It's because it's maybe demanded of you, because you're facing a lot of pressure to do it. You do it because if not, there are consequences. So, the basic psychological needs that need supported to be able to have that autonomous intrinsic motivation are competence. And I'm going to go over what each of these means. So, the first one, wait, let me just tell you competence, relatedness, and then autonomy. Okay. And the first one we're going to go over is autonomy. And so, autonomy is feeling like you are in control and like you are making choices that are important to you. So, having a say in your own life, choosing your friends, choosing your hobbies, choosing the specific activities you're going to do, choosing your job, basically your choices, and feeling empowered to initiate an activity or behavior. The next one that I want to cover is competence. And so this is mastery. You can think of this as a desire to be good at something, feeling capable and effective in actions, and putting yourselves in challenging environments. And relatedness is feeling of belongingness, community, supportive environment, a desire for connection. And so when these three things are being met, you're more likely to be intrinsically motivated. And if these things are not, say, present, if these things are not met, these psychological needs are not being met, then it becomes really hard for you to be motivated intrinsically, internally, and not externally. So things you can do for this is for the autonomy piece, having more areas in your life where you're able to make choices. And what I mean by this is, say, for example, you go to the gym or you like to exercise, having choices in different types of training modalities you're doing. Like maybe one day you go to Pilates and one day you go to the gym, or maybe one day you go to this gym and the next day you go to this gym. But having control and then making certain choices, like you have a say in your own life. You're not being forced to do something, and the things that you're picking are things that you actually like and enjoy. When we talk about competence, this is obviously things you're good at. So you can think of like, okay, am I doing things in my life that I'm genuinely good at? And really think about it. Like, are you good at your job? Are there certain aspects of your job that you're actually good at? Are you a good teacher? Are you a good whatever? If whatever you're doing is something that you are good at, that you feel masterful in, that psychological need is being met. And then the last one, relatedness. Do you feel like you have a sense of belonging and community and like a supportive environment? Do you have like a deeper connection with those in your life? Whether that be in your relationships, in your friendships, in your people that you work with at your workplace, do you have that sense of relatedness? And maybe just think in your life like, I don't know if I have anything in my life that I have full autonomy over, or I don't know if there's anything that I'm actually doing right now that I'm good at, or I feel kind of lonely. I don't feel connected. And so you can probably pinpoint out one right now within your life that you're kind of like, that needs not really being met. And I can think of one right now for myself. And I know now that because of this, because there's one that's kind of teetering on, I don't really feel like this needs being met. I can say, oh, I can connect the dots, be like, oh, okay. And this is why my motivation is not where I want it to be. This is why I'm feeling less motivated, not as motivated. And actually, now that I think about it, I can think of two of these, maybe all three of these. And I'm very hard on myself, but I can think like at least one aspect in all of these. I feel like my autonomy is pretty good. I feel like the competence and relatedness is maybe the where I'm struggling to get those needs met. And so that's just a good reflection for you, for yourself, to be like, okay, actually that those needs need to be worked on. And so these are the three psychological needs that are in the self-determination theory. This is basically why you do what you do. And so now I want to get into the types of intrinsic motivation, because there are several different types. Well, I want to get in like the scale of motivation. Okay, so we're going to start with extrinsic. So this is like, say we're on like a scale top to bottom. Top, external. Extrinsic, external is because somebody else wants you to do it. This is where you get your motivation from, is because somebody else wants you to do it. And then we go a next notch down, and this is introjected. This is you are doing something to avoid guilt, shame, and pressure. Then we go one more notch down, and this is identified. And you see value in it. You see value in the outcome. I think I have this mixed up. Maybe not. No, that's right. Identified. You see value in the outcome. And then integrated, one more notch underneath that. This aligns with your identity and who you want to be. Intrinsic. Now we're at the very bottom notch. You genuinely enjoy doing it. And that ultimately is what intrinsic motivation comes down to, is finding that enjoyment. So going back to the beginning of motivation and what to do when you're feeling unmotivated, because I feel like so many of us go through this, and the reality is you can go through this controlled and autonomous, so controlled starting at the top, and the autonomous more self-determined. You can go through any of these at any point in your life, and so it's up to you to be like, okay, where am I at right now? Am I getting these psychological needs met? If not, what needs work? And so going back to the beginning of, okay, what can I do if I'm not necessarily feeling motivated right now? And there's a couple things that you can do that I have wrote down. And like I just said, just being freaking honest, I have not felt motivated to do several different things. And there can be reasons as to why you're maybe not feeling motivated, like going over those psychological needs, like I just said, and just the feeling of overwhelm. Maybe there's something in your life where you're feeling very, very overwhelmed right now. And you're like, man, this is really causing me to not be motivated to do anything. And that's because this overwhelm, this chatter in your head is like taking over, and it's making you feel unmotivated, even though it's probably not actually the case. So, a couple of things, like I said, you can do is make your goals more specific. Going back to what I was saying of how whenever I was doing my fat loss phase and then the fat loss phase stopped and now I don't have a goal. If you don't have a specific goal in mind, you have to get clear on that, or it's going to be like, why am I even going? And so it has to be specific and tangible, because for me, and I got to think about this too, because for me right now, going to the gym just to be like, oh, I'm doing it to maintain my muscle, I'm doing it to maintain my weight, just does not sound appealing to me. The goal needs to sound challenging, and that just doesn't sound challenging. And so what I need to do is I need to sit with that. It's like, okay, what is my specific goal in this area? And a lot of people that I coach is, oh, fat loss. Fat loss is their goal. And so they have this fat loss goal. I need to lose 50 pounds. I need to lose 100 pounds. And so they have little milestones that they're reaching. But like, say, for example, for myself, that is not my goal right now. So I'm not feeling as motivated to go and to do something. And when you're not seeing like little bits of progress, it's also harder to keep going. And so you need to set goals, but then you need to set mini goals. So like, oh, I want to lose 50 pounds. Okay, what is like my mini goals? I want to lose 5 pounds in the next 2 months, whatever it is, because you're going to have this big overarching goal and that's going to seem too far away. So if you can break that down into mini goals, you're going to feel more motivated to show up on a smaller scale, on a scale that you can see and that you're seeing the actions like on a weekly, daily basis. So setting more specific goals for one. For two, breaks. I think so many of us are just so mundane in our actions, which is great because that's what's going to help you stay on track, reach your goals, is by doing the boring things in and out. But at the same time, we need breaks. We need changes in our environment. We need to go different places, try different things, change our exercise routine, change the meals that we're eating. The reason that motivation starts to slow down is because, oh my gosh, I'm doing the same exact thing every single day and I'm not taking any rest, I'm not taking any break, and it just feels overwhelming. Again, going back to that feeling of overwhelm can like crowd out the motivation feeling. And so taking breaks and resting, if that means like take a break from the gym for a week, I'm all for that. There is so many women that I coach that are very consistent, like every single week, they don't miss a beat. And I am that person. Like, I don't remember the last time I took a full week break from the gym. And that might be something that I actually need to do, because when you can take a break, when you can rest from something, it's like, oh, then you have this deep longing for it, because it's like, oh my gosh, I love this so much. And what's the theory or the saying that I'm thinking of is like, when you take a break from something, you realize how much you miss it and how much it actually was impacting your life, and that you actually do love it. You just needed a break from it. And like, it could be as simple as that. And don't overlook that one. So, number one is obviously setting more specific goals. Number two, taking breaths, taking breaks and rest. Number three is the purpose, the why. So going back to the specific goals of like, okay, what is the purpose behind me doing this? Why did I want to lose the 15 pounds? Oh, because I wanted to look good for my branding photos. I wanted to go wedding dress shopping. I want to look better in all these things. So now that why is like not there anymore, which the why is still there as far as like wedding dress, but wedding is in 9 months from now. So it's like, that's kind of not really relevant at this moment. And it's like that my purpose, my why is like diminished. So it's like, I need to come up with a different purpose, a different why behind the goals that I'm doing. And not saying that you have to change yours, but maybe your purpose and your why has evolved over time, and that's completely okay. It is completely normal for your goals and your whys and your purpose for things to change and evolve over time. That is completely okay. But I just want you to evaluate, is this why, is this purpose still the driving force of my goals? If not, maybe I need to change it. Maybe I need to change my goals. There's so many different little components to this. So that was number 3. And then number 4, less distractions. I think if you're if you're at the gym and you're like bouncing from your set to your phone to checking your email, like to checking your emails, to checking Snapchat, to scrolling on Instagram, like you're not truly being intentional about the thing that you're actually doing. And I caught myself doing this whole last week. And I was like, dude, how can you enjoy the moment and be present in the moment and find enjoyment and fulfillment in the task that you're doing whenever you're bouncing from checking your Slack to checking on clients to back to your set? It's like you're not even feeling like you're doing anything at the gym because, oh my gosh, you're not even fully present in the task at hand. And so it's like, how can I eliminate distractions? And maybe you feel this in your work too. It's like you're bouncing from task to task instead of just staying on one task at a time. Put your phone in a different room, close your tabs, whatever it is that you need to do to make sure you are less distracted and more intentional about your activities. Obviously, the better you're going to feel, the more motivated you are going to feel to do the thing because you're focused on the thing and not 15 different things. So that's number 4. What's another thing that I had? Oh, number 5, clean your space. Clean your space. If your desk is messy, if your house is messy, if there's dishes in the sink, if there's laundry to be done, if there's things in your head that are constantly looming and like ruminating, and there's so many things that you have yet to close the gaps on, close the loops on, of course it's going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm not motivated because there's so many of these other things that I could be doing. Start with one thing at a time, one task at a time. Yeah. Clean the environment, clean space. That's number 5. Number 6, change your environment. And maybe I already kind of mentioned this on take breaks and rest, but change your environment. Go to a different gym. For me, I hadn't gone to the coffee shop like I usually do every Friday in a couple weeks, and I was like, oh my gosh, because I told myself, oh well, you have Bible study, you guys have been going out to coffee during Bible study, that's your coffee for the week. But I'm like, that is not taking a break from my actual work environment, that is just me doing my Bible study. So it's not about that. It's like, okay, no, I legit need a change of scenery, environment. My office is not giving me what it needs to give me to like get some work done. Change your environment, go to a different gym, go to a different workout class, go on a mini road trip vacation. Like I truly feel like I need that. Like those things are so necessary, so much more necessary than you could probably think of. And do not discredit that of you need to change your environment. Number 7, do something for just 5 minutes. If you're like, oh my gosh, I'm really not feeling motivated to do this, do it for 5 minutes. This could be clean the house for 5 minutes. This could be go to the gym for 5 minutes. This could be start trying to prep a meal in 5 minutes. Start cutting your potatoes. And then you realize like, it's probably not the motivation. It's like, I'm just feeling a little bit lazy right now. And what I really needed to do is just start. Because what happens is action is going to breed the motivation. And so it's like, okay, how can I get myself to just put in that first action? Yeah. So like set that 5-minute rule, 2-minute rule for yourself of, okay, can I do this for 2 minutes? Can I do this for 5 minutes? If I'm still feeling blah after the 5 minutes, cool. I'm done. Don't have to do it. Start there. But I feel like 9 times out of 10, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is easy. I can do it. I can finish it. So that's number 7. Last thing, no, there's a couple more things that I want. Probably 7. I probably have 2 more, 8, 9. And the other one, finish what you start, kind of goes into like cleaning your environment, like closing loops. But when you can finish something that you start, you feel better about it. You feel more motivated to keep doing it. And actually, I wrote down like an I am statement. I put, I'm someone who finishes what she starts, because I start so many things I don't finish them. I start books, I start podcasts, I will start the laundry, I'll start meal prepping. Like, I'll start doing all these things, and I'm just like, oh, I can't, I don't want to do it. I don't want to finish it. And it's like, no, start what you finish. Yeah. Okay, last one is community. You need to have people in your corner who support you. Like this is going back to the basic psychological needs of the relatedness, the belongingness, the feeling related to others, to having that sense of community. That is going to help you feel so good. And not to plug myself, but in Areva Wellness, like, we have a community of women, and it is so, so helpful when women see other women doing things. It helps push them and it helps bring them up, because whenever you see somebody doing something, like, oh, they inspire me, they motivate me, I want to do what they're doing. And so when you can find people like that, and like I said, shameless plug, but that's, we have that in our community, in our Rainbow Wellness community. And that could be a missing piece in you needing that. You needing that extra, you needing that motivation. That psychological need may not be met, and that may be the missing link for you. And if that is, great. We love you. Come join us. But yeah, I hope this made some sense to you. I know it was only like 20 minutes long, but I feel like this could be something that a lot of you need. And I think the biggest one's going to be like, connect with others, change your environment, take a break. Like, if those three things, I think, could help you like find that motivation again. And then obviously those psychological needs that I talked about. So that's all I got. That's what I got for you today. And remember that motivation is fleeting and you can't rely on it, but you can discover ways to become more intrinsically motivated by getting these needs met, and also leaning on to others for support, right? Because you can't do this alone. So, hope you guys enjoyed and love you so much. And I'll see you in the next episode. See ya.